got the button hit, I got the microphone, the lights, the tea. I got my life together. I'm such an adult. Hello, Doodlebugs. Welcome back. And when I say welcome back to you, I really mean welcome back to me, because I was out of town. You might have been staying put. I don't know what you're doing. I'm not in your room watching at all times. I hope you had a happy holiday. I hope that your family business, if you were doing Christmas or whatever kind of get together, was good. And if you guys did fight and have drama, I hope that it was a good, healthy expulsion of emotion. And I hope that New Year's Eve is good to you. And I'm hoping it'll be good to me. I have a lot of hope. A lot of hopes and dreams. And thank you, folks, for the birthday wishes. I had a wonderful birthday. It's always kind of mixed because it's like right after Christmas, December 27th. So, but it was cool. So I spent the holidays in Connecticut with Dante's family, with the Dante clan. That was lovely. And they all like got together and did a little birthday thing for me too. And I got a cake, which I just stopped expecting that. Although this birthday, I felt like I wanted to do something really cool and big and awesome because it was my 30th birthday. It's kind of a landmark. I'm kind of too old for the internet now, so I'm gonna go walk into the incinerator after I finish this video. Wasn't that funny? That's adult humor. That's something a 30-year-old would think is funny. It's just tea, I swear. Yeah, so we did like the whole birthday thing, but I'd still like to do a party. I have some concepts or ideas, like an adult themed slumber party. And now when I say that, I don't mean adult themed, I mean like grown-ups in pajamas having a slumber party like you do when you're kids. I don't know. That'd be fun. It's just always so hard to coordinate people right around Christmas time because everyone's everywhere and everyone's with their family, and then when they get back they're like, I don't want to do anything, man. I'm like an adult now. I wear a watch, and you know, with the holidays and the new year, I'm partied out. I just want to go to bed at 8 o'clock after watching Downton Abbey. You know, oh man, I'm acquiring more plants too. I'm slowly transforming into my mom. There's no plants right behind me in this field of view, but there's more plants. This is the newest one. My mom is really into houseplants and outside plants, all plants, and I'm just transforming into that. I think there's a parasite in my brain. There's a parasite in everyone's brain, and it hatches right around 30, and that's when you become your parents. It'll happen to you. That's always a fun thing when you meet, or when you have a friend or somebody you know really well, and then you meet their family, and it's like there's a puzzle and pieces are falling into place, and you suddenly realize, oh, this explains everything. I have met Dante's family before many times, but every time I go back and every time they're all together, I'm just sitting there just eating popcorn and watching and marveling like, ah, yes. And I know he's doing the same thing when I'm with my folks and like my sister. Friends have commented when they meet my sister and they see the two of us together, they point out the mannerisms because we have similar mannerisms, and we kind of like fall into the same cadence with voice and gestures and everything. That's just the thing, you know, if you have family. I don't know if you're afraid of it or if you're embracing it when you turn into your parents, or if you're more of your mom or your dad. I'm definitely more of my mom, I think. But I have parts of my dad that are very distinct. That almost rhymed. So yeah, we did Christmas in Connecticut. I got this lovely little porcupine from Dante's mom. Ooh, you put your brushes in it, or it's like a hedgehog, little hedgehog guy. So that was really sweet. Really excited about that. Yeah, we did get to see some snow. So it was like springtime in Connecticut. It was in the 60s. It was so warm the entire time. And then the day we're leaving, yesterday, it started to sleet. It was snowing all night, and then it was rain in the morning. We were a little nervous about getting to the airport and flights. And sure enough, we get on our first flight out of Connecticut, going from Connecticut to New Jersey to LA. The Connecticut flight was delayed like crazy. I think we were on the tarmac for an hour and a half, and they started telling people, if you have a connecting flight that's a little tight in New Jersey, you just get on your phone right now and rebook that, like figure it out. And then they were offering people to get off the plane and rebook in Connecticut, but that was the last flight out of Connecticut until January, I think they said the 4th, but it might have been the 1st, till January. So you'd have a few days to hang around Connecticut. So we stayed on the plane. We were landing in New Jersey at the exact time that our connecting flight was leaving. So of course then we end up in the big line of sad people, sad, mad, it's just stew of emotion. Meanwhile, the whole time I have this head cold. I'm still a little sick, but like it was the cold part, the part of the sickness where your head is just so congested and you're like a little woozy, and like walking down the halls with luggage, I'd just start breathing heavily and then I'd be like, oh. So I'm just like, guide me, Dante. I was not of any help. So Dante elects to leave the gate area, go out of security to the front part of the airport where you book initially, or when you check in, when you arrive. And he finds a United representative, Alice S. Remember that name? Because she's gonna have a statue of her, who's like clearly like very New York East Coast, like abrasive, blunt, like that accent where when you're from the Midwest, you're like, oh God, I'm intimidated. But then you like spend 5 minutes with the person, you're like, oh, okay, cool, you're nice. It's just a different dialect. So she's like doing her computer magic with her dinosaur hands, and like her partner is doing computer magic and they're on phones, and it was looking bleak. We almost could have spent New Year's in New Jersey or New York, which probably would have been very difficult to find a hotel now that I think about it. But it was looking like any other flight on United that we could get on wouldn't be until January 1st. And then they're looking at like other airlines as options, but they can't have responsibility for that. And those are all like $2 grand if we're gonna get out that night. And then all of a sudden she's like, hang on. She magically found 2 tickets on a flight that was leaving in 2 hours, going directly to LA. Apparently somebody had missed their connecting flight, and so it's 2 seats right next to each other. Turns out it was in the aisle that has more leg room, which was awesome. And flips, gets us booked, gets us on that flight. It was amazing. And we had enough time to get some soup and have a little dinner. So we arrived probably 5 hours later. No, because we were supposed to be back in LA around 5 p.m. LA time, and we got in at midnight. But could have been worse. It was just like one of those like miracles, like holiday miracles. So yeah, which as far as airlines go, you know, sometimes traveling and flying, yeah, there's delays and things happen. And I do find that a lot of times people are very nice, especially if you're polite to the staff, and they want to get you to where you want to go, and they want you to have a good experience with that. And my experience with United and flight delays, that was incredible, versus like when we flew on Frontier, which is now partnered with Spirit, which never again. Like, we were going to Denver, from LA to Denver, 2-hour flight. That was delayed 13 hours due to a maintenance issue, and the only thing they offered us were meal vouchers at the airport. No flight vouchers. And then you get on the plane and they're like, oh, and you know, if you want to watch movies, that's $6. Or if you want music, you know, you can pay for that too. Which is very strange when you think like flying, I think we were on Delta on the way to Connecticut, and they're like, oh, there's an issue with the Wi-Fi, so we're just gonna make all the movies free. No problem. So yeah, Frontier and Spirit, much cheaper, but you get what you pay for. If there's an issue, they're not there to help you. That was the worst. The worst. But yeah, after this experience, it was like, oh yay, faith in humanity restored. Yeah, so we made it back to Los Angeles, and now I'm sitting at a very, very messy desk looking at all the to-do things, being it the new year is creeping down on us. I don't know what I'm doing for New Year's. Do you know do you have like a tradition or a thing that you like to do for New Year's? Because I'm finding more and more my tradition is staying in with friends, just hanging out. go out to parties, and that does sound fun, but I'm 30 now. I'm too old for the internet. I gotta go. My time is up. I'm going into the incinerator after this video. But I don't want to go to a bar and wait in line to get my drink from some bartender wearing a vest who's like, egg whites are in your drink. I'm like, this is really cool and old-timey. I both love it and hate it. I don't know. So I think I'm probably gonna just rally some friends and sit and chill and ponder my life and my existence, which I tend to do around New Year's. I tend to want to plan the next year and just really think about, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then I get overwhelmed with all the things I want to do. But 2016, there's a lot of things I want to dive into finally and make it a bigger year. For one, I mentioned on Instagram, I'm gonna be doing the Daily Doodles 2016. I think it was 2014 I did the last doodles. So the challenge is to do a drawing every day. I'm gonna try to upload it to Instagram and then other socials from there. And if you want to join me too, we could hashtag it, Daily Doodle 2016 or something like that. It's a really good thing to do for art. Or, if you're a writer, if you want to work on writing, maybe challenge yourself to 3 pages a day, every day or something. I don't know. But with drawing, it's just a really good exercise to get your arms and your fingers like coordinated and actually drawing. But then mentally, it really generates a lot of ideas that you probably wouldn't have gone toward if you had a more relaxed schedule. You're forcing ideas and many of them will suck, but it's a low stakes game. If I miss a daily doodle or if I do a really crappy doodle, for that, no one's gonna die. You'll just hate me, but no one's gonna, oh dear, this video is going longer than normal. Yeah, no, I'm excited to do that, to get back into the challenge and force some ideas out, and then maybe that'll help with some upcoming projects that, yeah, I'll say it. Okay, it's not solid. I definitely want to make a book in 2016, whether that's an art book or a comic or something like that. I definitely want to get an animation off the ground that we've been kind of putting together and pitching a little bit, and it's time that I zone in on that and lead the charge, rally the troops, and then lead the charge and make that a thing. So those are kind of 2 bigger projects that I think could happen in 2016. Exciting. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head on out and upload this bad boy and clean everything and plan my life out. Again, I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I will see you in the new year with some new stuff. And yes, a mail video is finally gonna happen. Finally home for a little bit. No more traveling. Till January 8th. Yes. But I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful New Year's week and weekend. Until next time.